Hello. I didn't mean to press start. It just started.
This likes to take us off guard.
I think they've got rid of a final step that there used to be before going live, pressing live.
So is that it? Are we live?
That's it, live. And we have Alexi and Liz already saying, hello, gorgeous, hello, beautifuls.
We're bang on 7 o'clock as well. How amazing is that?
Look at that. And look where we are. Oh,
I want to see the view. I'm going to just quickly.
hello. Oh.
Oh yeah, there we are.
What's it saying? I feel like I'm sinking further and further back.
Who's there?
Just disappearing further and further back.
Oh, we missed you too.
Oh, how long has it been? Where have we been? Where have you been?
Where haven't we
Where
been?
have we been?
We've been everywhere.
Where have you guys been?
I can't remember. I actually can't remember the last live that we did.
So I believe it was just before Tough Mudder.
Wow.
I believe it was just before you got... Actually, have you seen her with dreads on a podcast before?
I don't know.
I don't think you had dreads the last time.
You can let us know, guys, as you join in. Do I look different?
It suits her though, right? I'm sure many of you would have caught up with what we've been doing on social media. If you haven't, Instagram, TikTok, someone's made a partners program on TikTok. So please go and check out our socials if you want to keep up to date with what we do in between posts.
Sorry, I just wanted to quickly check the...
Oh.
Sorry, I just wanted to quickly check the... Why are you repeating like that? Is that just feedback loop from that or something? Why are you repeating like that? No. Let us know. Are we nice and clear with these mics, or are things are things crisper?
Waiting for feedback. On
Yeah,
the
let
audio.
us know. Let us know what the audio's like. I feel like, is that not pressed all the way in, or is that as far in as it'll go?
That's as far as it'll go.
That's definitely not that then. I'm sure. Oh, Liz is saying mic's good. Alexa's saying the audio's good. Excellent. Okay.
Wicked. Fantastic.
We've got loads of you already. Thank you so much for joining us. It means the world, especially when we've taken a break, because you always panic a little bit, don't you? That like we've built this community and then we've taken a bit of time off, and
Then there'll be no one.
yeah, we don't want you to forget about us, but we don't want you to think that we've forgotten about you either.
We've got some awesome updates and we can't wait to just have a chat and find out how you guys have been.
I know. We've got James Hargreaves in the chat. Is that my brother or not? Let me know, James. Are you my brother?
That's amazing.
Yeah,
If it's not, what is...
well, the second name is spelt slightly different.
Oh, okay.
But it's so close that I'm like...
Is that dyslexia?
I don't want to assume it's not my brother. It very well might be, you know, like a school account or something where the name never got updated.
Oh my God. This is an alternate universe where you're actually... This is a brother in another life.
And yes, we are from the UK. Wow, we've got someone from Russia in the chat. That's amazing. Loads
International. I forget how international... What are we worried about? So, where are we? If anyone's wondering. That's a weird background. What on earth's going on there? Where are we?
We're in Lindsay's home.
In Lindsay's home.
I live in a bus. So those of you that are joining us that are very new around here, I live in a bus. We've spent the summer travelling in the bus, haven't we? Which is why we've got a bit off track with our scheduled lives.
It's been quite the summer.
Yeah, it's just been a bit crazy, really. Can't complain.
So, the bus finally got finished, right? Around May time?
Yeah, end of May it went through its MOT.
All ready to embark on her first summer of events.
Yeah.
And I was trying to make a list of all the different festivals that we've been to so far. How well do you think you can do?
I think because I was only writing it earlier, because I was doing a
nice.
similar roundup earlier of stats and things like how many books have I gave away this summer, things
Ooh.
like that. So
Do you have stats like that? That's really interesting.
well, so we've been to, in the summer period, Van Life, Carry On Crafting, and Barefoot, and the Great Vale Show. They were the big festivals.
Yeah.
But we also did the open day in the nursery at Nottingham.
Yeah.
And the open day in Caister.
Right,
which was like an author event. We did the couple of open days in Blaby before I really embarked. I think that's it for open days. And then what I'd counted was about 600 books given away this summer period. So that's pretty cool.
And how many do you think were donated as well? Because I was amazed to see how like prepared people were. They'd already seen you and they were there at these events with the books ready to swap.
Well, you've got to think my shelves are still full. So with whatever's gone out has come back in. So that, it's pretty cool that there's been so many questions about like, well, how, logistically, how is it going to work? What about when all the books run out? What about if you've not got kids' books? Blah, blah, blah. But so far, it's really like worked well. Like I've just been unloading a box down there and there's a really nice range of fact and fictions and chick lits and crime. And it's, all the shelves are still there's a fantasy shelf, 2 crime shelves, 2 chick lit shelves.
Children's books?
Loads of children's books, kids and teenager range.
Right, yeah.
And then like all the hardbacks, which a lot of those are like autobiographies and self-helps and stuff. So far, so good.
There is a full and eclectic range. It's really cool to see. One day there will be an order, maybe, but it's just... I feel like just having the sections is fine. Because there's no point in having like a Dewey system, for example, because we don't know how long that book's going to...
Exactly, and it's just, it's already a lot of work. It's all voluntary. So it's like, I'm not going to make a rod for my own back by putting them in like some kind of alphabetical order, because that festival we've just done, I tidied the shelves the night before, and then it was like within 5 minutes they were trashed. People are taking the books off the shelves, moving and putting them back down, and that's absolutely fine. So, there's no point kind of getting too rigid with the system.
No, definitely. You can see like a lot of these things, you kind of hard to work out how it's going to be until you've actually done them, right? And I feel like as we've gone along, we've kind of worked out what works, what doesn't work.
Sometimes I get really annoyed, like just when I was doing this box just now, and it's like, oh, this is a crime one. Yeah, but, I can get kind of like, yeah, but that shelf's got books on it that it shouldn't have. You take those books off that shelf, and then you've just got this big pile of books you don't know what to do with, and then you end up just shoving them all back on shelves.
I mean, it's quite, when we've got events and we can have like the books outside as well.
Yeah.
It kind of makes for the space for a bit, and it's laid out a lot more presentable.
Yeah, definitely. And now that, because I'm now parked up for, I think it's like 8 or 9 weeks in Leicestershire, and I'm going to be doing, from next week, open days twice a week for that whole time. So that's nice, because it means that I get to put books on all of the shelves, because it's like fully legit going to be used as a library for the next 8 weeks. And the website's updated, so the times, dates, locations are on the website.
The website is in the description right now.
Yeah, so if you go there, adifferenthumandesign.co.uk, and there is a whole page for Bus Different. I've updated all the event galleries from all the events we've done this year, so it's all on there.
Please, honestly, come and check Bus Different out for yourself. It's such a cool space. Whether you want to just hang out and chill, read a book, donate some books, get some advice, talk to us. You're going to be here for ages, aren't you? So it's a really good opportunity. Nice
to see who comes along, and even like, there's that potential to kind of go live from the open days, so people can kind of
have a peek.
Yeah, just like tune in and see if there's anybody in the library. I don't know.
Big Brother, but of the library. It's honestly, I think, going to be better than Big Brother.
Well, if we go on the kind of energy of people that we attract just on a regular.
It's been incredible, right? I mean, what a range of people, from places like Carry On Crafting down in West Sussex, which was more of like retired ladies that are into crafting, a lot more female oriented.
Yeah, it was,
although there was a fair share of men there. And then compared to like Barefoot, where it really ranges hardcore, I'd say, between the ages of like 19 and 50. Like, there is such a broad
Yeah.
range of people, but everyone's a little bit alternative, a little bit outside the box. And it's really fun getting to meet all these different people that bring different characters.
Even just those, you know, like you learn to kind of assume certain things, don't you, about certain characters or whatever. But meeting such a broad range of people, it really makes you check yourself on those judgment calls. Because it's like, whoa, I was not expecting that guy to tell me that. Or,
Yeah.
you know, I was not expecting that woman to do that as a job. I don't know. I just find it such a fascinating and cool experience meeting all these people.
Completely agree. One thing we've noticed doing these events this year is that you very much get asked the same questions over and over. So I thought, if I ask you a few of them now, they can get them out of the way for some people so that you can come and see for yourselves and you already know the information if you don't already.
Test me with it then. I don't know how
Just
much of it
because
I know.
it was making me... It's funny how you just get the same questions, and it's something I didn't anticipate.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It makes total sense in the fact that you're showing something repeatedly to different people. So, one of the first is, how do your books stay on the shelves?
So far, so good. And I say that lightly because the most recent drive, I climbed out the driver's seat and I'd heard a load of commotion. The ladder had come off its run.
Oh, God.
That was like wedged in and there was just books all over the floor. So that was the first time that had happened, but I'd just not wedged them tightly enough. So before I leave to drive, I always make sure all the shelves are really wedged. So when we've had these busy festivals, Steph will see me kind of moving the books from one shelf to another. I'm just making sure that they're all wedged. So even if that leaves one shelf completely empty, but the rest are wedged in. And then when I get back, I then have to think about, okay,
where did they go again?
Yeah, because that was a crime shelf and now it's like, you know, all messed up. So, but 9.99999% of the time, the books stay on the shelf.
It's one of the least problems.
Yeah, one of the smallest problems.
The other one is, do you drive it yourself? This big double decker.
Yes, I am the bus driver. Beep, beep.
Beep,
Can I
beep.
just say, since getting back into my car, oh my God, it's been horrible. Like when I'm on the road in the bus, so before I was driving the bus everywhere, one of the things I was really nervous about was other drivers. And I thought, how sad is that? Like, of all the things I've overcome and been worried about, the thing I was most scared about was the aggression of other drivers, because let's face it, the roads are angry, horrible places to be a lot of the time. And actually, I've had very, very few instances where I felt, you know, upset by another driver. And I think what it is that people move out of your way. You know, they see the bus coming and they're not squabbling, they're not trying to race you, they're just getting themselves out of the way. And even there's this like thing of, if people see the bus, they're like, whoa, you know, oh God, I don't know how she's got the balls to drive that. There's like a respect thing that comes with it, that I'm driving it. Whereas going back in the car, I was like, the first day I was back in the car, I had this white van desperately it was right up my bum. So I moved in to let him go round me. And then I moved back out because I needed to be in the right lane, so I was going right on the roundabout. Okay. So I moved back out and then he slammed his brakes on, which I had to slam my brakes on. And then the highway maintenance vehicle behind me swerved round me, but there was no gap for him to get in front, but he did anyway. He nearly smashed the front end off my car, getting round me to then take. So they were like playing chicken with each other, but with me in the middle. And I'm like, I'm a HGV driver as well, buddy. Like, you shouldn't be messing about like that on the road. But it really angered me because I just thought, if I was in my bus,
I'd drive over you both.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Well, you wouldn't be treating me like this. You'd be thinking, you know, and it's just that lack of. People just don't even expect that when you're in a car that you are also a professional driver. So that was a bit of a culture shock. And then the other thing was, I'd been in the lay-bys for 5 or 6 weeks, quite shut off from society. Went to Morrison's to do my shop. Wow. Everyone was walking around with their faces like slapped arses. Miserable. I was like, this is awful. get me back into my isolated bus in the lay-by. Like, I'd forgotten how horrible the world can be. Like, I left the shop, I'd got all my shopping, and all I'm trying to do is cross over to get to my car. And there's car after car after car. And I'm like, you're not going to let me go? Nope, you're not going to slow down to let me go either. Nope, you're not either. You're not either. Okay, brilliant. Like, I would never in a million years just leave someone just standing there. I would slow down and let them cross.
I know exactly what you mean.
And it was just the look on the faces as well. Like, literally, like they're sucking a lemon, like staring at me. Like, I just thought, I mean, I suppose I should be grateful I'm not them. But yeah, seriously.
Hey, that's a good way of thinking about it. Like, what is everyone's problem?
It's the only way.
Thank God I don't have that problem.
Yeah, thank God I'm not miserable like that.
And if you're one of those people, just stop.
Just lighten up. Just lighten up. I think the frustrating thing is, I'm thinking, you know, I've got stuff on my mind. I've got stuff going on.
Stuff I'd like to get home and do.
Yeah, but everyone's acting like they're the only person with a problem in the world. It's like, you know. Sorry, I'm just going to go back through this chat. This chat's going absolutely bonkers. There is so much going on in here.
Sorry for missing you.
Yeah, I am so sorry if we've not shouted you out. Cat's in the chat.
Hello, chicken.
Leo Buns, wow, your hair is crazy. Alexia, I love the mannequin in the back. It's so pretty. Well, that's a work in progress. I actually want to spray paint it bright pink. I've just not got around to doing it. Some kind of effect on there.
I love that.
But I've got 2 hands, a body, and the legs, all separate mannequins, all around the
Mannequins.
all around the bus. It's like, I don't think I've got an obsession with mannequins. I don't even know where they keep coming from, like the different parts keep coming from, but I've got nearly all the parts now.
They're not cheap either, are they? Like,
yeah. Billy says, what is this about? Well, we are a live...
I don't know, Billy.
we're a live podcast. We talk about mental health, well-being, ADHD, autism, but people come in the chat, they can ask questions. We also try and create a safe space online that can bring people together that might feel marginalised, isolated, different. Steph's a psychotherapist. I'm a teacher. We're both ADHD, autistic, and dyslexic. So we try to provide a real life example, but also help you guys feel a little less weird.
It's one of them, like, if we can do it, so can you. But it's also like,
we can't do it.
You can probably do it better. You still probably can. Yeah, it's like we both have similar conditions, however we don't present in the same way. And you guys are going to be exactly the same. So yeah.
Oh, Billy, I'm nice. I have PTSD and weird. I am very weird. And for many years, I enjoyed being just weird. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, just weird's not cutting it anymore. What is the reason for this? I mean, I like being just weird. And, you know, label-wise, I wish we didn't need to have them, but I can see why that they can be helpful.
No, definitely.
They can certainly make you feel less like it's your problem and more like you're just a type of human.
Yeah, I think we sit in this category where we don't mind being attached to our labels of diagnosis, but also don't mind being identified as weird and strange or different, which is where
different.
That's where it comes from.
We're kind of like the Golden Arches in that respect. Instead of putting muck in front of everything, we just put the word different in everything we do. It's like bus different, a different podcast, a different human design, a different tribe, a different resolution. They're all our products so far.
A different story.
Yeah, a different story will be out soon.
What's that? Ooh.
Leo says, do you like art? I absolutely love art. I was just wondering if you could see some of the art in the background, but you can't. But there's lots of art up and around the bus.
There's a monkey just there.
Yeah, and there's my me bitches, as I call them, up there. Lots down the bottom of the staircase. Do you want to tell them what we took part in a few weeks ago for charity?
Oh my word. I left my my medal downstairs because your girls times 3 and another absolute angel, we completed Tough Mudder. Like, if you can't hear me, Tough Mudder. That's where I find out this isn't connected, and that just made a really weird sound. I can't get through enough how ridiculous of an obstacle course Tough Mudder is. If you're not aware of what it is, I'm pretty sure they have it in America, Europe, UK.
Yeah, I think they do.
It's just a mud obstacle course. You can do the 10K, but we're not that crazy, so we just did the 5K. However, Kat may be that crazy because she's considering the 10K. So yeah, 4 of us set off. We trained since the start of the year, right?
Yeah, we were sharing some videos, so you may have seen our training attempts, which were a little bit sporadic.
Really, like, we've got the best intentions, haven't we? Isn't that the way? We've got the best intentions all the time, but how that plays out isn't necessarily how. But it was enough. We did it. We actually completed it. And to the point where, what I always say, when we saw the 1K left, I was like, oh, I can't believe it.
Yeah,
I thought there was loads more to go. And
it's the obstacles break it up though, don't they?
Yeah.
You're not running consistently. That's the great thing about those.
No, definitely. But those obstacles are big pools of ice mud, and then you've got to climb over certain things that it's so much teamwork, so much cold, so much mud, wet, really pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. Like, there's half of the course round, I'm just wheezing.
See, Steph silly mentioned to me at the end of last year, oh, I'd love to do one of those like not Tough Mudder specifically, but like one of those obstacle courses. And then I announced to her on our New Year show live that that's what I'd booked us in to do. So you may well have seen that whole journey as it unfolded. And now she's done it, and I'm very, very proud because I knew you would enjoy it more than you thought you were going to enjoy it, but I also know you were really nervous.
I'm really proud of all of us for all our different reasons.
It was good.
We did a really good job, and I came out of it like I could do that again. However, I think I'd rather just do another challenge.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? I like challenges. I think challenges keep you on your toes. They keep you focusing on something, and they keep you realising that you can do more than what you know, it's easy to get in that comfort zone, and it's nice to be in there sometimes, but you know, it's always good to step out of it. We've got a few comments in the chat about mental health and bits and bobs. So Melis's having really bad anxiety about starting college. She's been homeschooled for years, super duper scared, not sure what to do, and I'm scared people will make fun of my stammer. I mean, I was stammering like mad just trying to get that out, so I completely understand those fears. You stammer quite badly, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, college is a little bit different to school in terms of everybody else grown up slightly.
Yeah, it's hard to give, advice without just giving, I think best given is our own experiences.
Yeah.
For me, I had those worries. It's the first time you leave the people that you grew up going to school with.
Yeah.
And it's just you on your own now. Like, I might know someone, who knows?
Yeah.
And you realise real quickly that everyone else is in that same boat. And it's a lot easier to make friends at college in those situations than it is when you're just moving up a school with the people that you've already been with.
Yeah. It's kind of good for that fresh start though, isn't it? Because I very much was like, now I like to reinvent myself, still do. So it was like that opportunity I'm going to change my style. I'm going to be this person. Yeah. Nobody knows me. So it's, quite exciting in that respect. And I always say that, try and change the anxiety to excitement, because
curiosity.
Yeah, because your body responds to your thoughts. So if you start to panic, thinking wise, your body will respond to that by releasing stress hormone. So there is
reinforce that bias.
Yeah, so then you'll think, oh my God, because you feel stressed, but you've only actually started the stress cycle through your thoughts.
Yeah.
So with the bus, for example, there was times when I'd be like, oh, I've got to drive today, and I'd feel sick with the nerves, but then I'd try and focus on the things I was excited about, because I thought, oh, I'm going to spend the whole journey just being anxious all the time. And I am excited. I'm also nervous. So it's trying to focus on the excitement points.
Yeah. I'd say a really good key for me at college was having a pencil case that was a little bit different, a little bit strange.
Yeah.
It was literally just a really fluffy, it was a while ago, do you know what I mean? It was kind of different.
There's so much choice now, isn't there? I noticed that when I went shopping the other day.
You can get anything, a nice tin, like a Benefit makeup tin that you've actually got makeup, but anything, a conversation starter, make your own. Yeah. So many different things you can do. Or if that doesn't work, no one mentions yours, be like, hey, I like your pencil case. I know it's ridiculous, but it's on the table. It's there.
Starter.
It's a first, You hear someone talking about a band. Oh my God, I love that band. Interject yourself in that conversation. be whoever you want to be. But I think the funniest thing is I know this feeling so bad, and it's what's making me laugh is I started college once thinking, I'm not even going to let this anxiety get hold of me. I don't care if I make friends. I'm just going to get on with my work.
Yeah.
I came home that day with so many friends. Like, if you're a friendly, nice person and you want to make friends, you will find that you make friends very easily.
Your vibe will attract your tribe as well. So it's almost kind of putting a little bit of trust into the process that the right people will cross your path.
Yeah.
You know, your energy knows familiar people before you do. So
yeah,
whoever you're drawn to, you'll probably find out that they are also autistic, or, you know, you'll be like, oh, wow, you know, and you start to realise these coincidences are just that your energy knows that energy. There's some lovely advice in the chat, actually.
Oh, I love that, when you guys give each other advice.
Yeah, so Mark's saying the same thing, that maturity is higher in college. So that definitely helps. I mean, we were just talking about projection. In fact, it was with a different friend I was talking about projection, but just remembering that if anybody does take the mickey, that's on them. Like, we are a little bit older now, and it isn't nice. It's still hurtful. I'm not taking that part away, but, you know, just remembering that, like, that sounds like a you problem, mate. It's like, it's not my problem.
Yeah, bearing in mind a lot of people, if they're trying to get a rise out of you, then that's what they want. If you can just like just laugh, like, okay.
And then Peter's given
Love
some
that for you.
yeah, they just laugh it off. Peter's given some fantastic advice as well, saying that stick it out for at least 6 weeks, because you are so right.
Yes.
My mum always used to say that about new jobs. 6 weeks, within 6 weeks is the penultimate time, or whatever the word is, and then after that 6 weeks, you know where everything is, you feel more settled. After 6 weeks, you can make a better decision on whether you like it or not, because
I agree.
it just takes that time to settle in. And Peter's saying that he was lonely for about 3 weeks when he left home for university, but then met new friends. And yeah, I think
colleges have like groups of like interests as well, whether you're into like gaming or sports or creating things. Like your college, you will see that there are initiatives where they put people together with like-minded interests, whether it's unions or
there'll be all sorts of like clubs or get-togethers and things like that.
Just go to as many as you want.
It's funny, isn't it, because we can't take those nerves away, but those nerves are part of your experience of life. So, you know, you'll overcome this, and then you'll have something else that you'll be nervous about, but you can then draw on the experience of overcoming it the last time.
I'm almost a little bit jealous that I probably won't feel that again.
Well, I can find a challenge where she
signed you up for your masters.
It's kind of like we were saying about this summer being the best summer we'd ever had. We were really pleased because we thought that we were never going to have, you know, the best summers were when we were younger. Which Billy has said, how old are you guys? Now, I'm not sure if you talk to the people in the chat, but I am 38
and I'm 33.
So we are both in our 30s.
Well, you passed the time.
Yeah, I'm going to say, like, but we've got a lot of life experience by this age. And then the guys in the chat, Meliz and Alexi, are a lot younger. I think they're about 16, 17.
No, we're just going off to college, so...
Yeah, year 11, year 12, kind of. And then we've got this whole range of ages. I think Mark's about my age, is it?
I think Mark's in his 50s.
Oh, really? Older than me, then. But yeah, if people want to put their ages in the chat, then they absolutely can. But also, I think it was Billy that I spotted was saying about exposure had been one of the treatments that he'd found helpful for PTSD. I'm assuming that relates to. Feel free to correct me. Yeah, I found exposure is the best treatment. Now that is something that's worked. You've pointed that out, that's worked for me quite well in the past when I've Mark 50, bang on 50. Very round, beautiful number there. Yeah, so there's been things like heights and things, hasn't there, with the bus, and I've had to climb a ladder and stuff. And Steph points out that I tend to work quite well for that exposure. I think I'm a believer that the longer you leave something in the shadows, the more power it creates. Whereas if you can whip it out and be like, ha ha, you're not so big and scary now, are you?
I feel like that's been a constant theme throughout this summer, right? Whether it's driving down different roads that you're not used to. Like, we're literally going down roads that are like this.
It's horrendous. I think I've actually got a bit of PTSD from that experience.
even to trying to pull up to lay-bys that you're like, is that open? I don't know if that's open or not, but you're trying to make that decision before it's...
And my truck nav deciding as I'm approaching a road, it's like, by the way, the next street's not passable by your vehicle. Like, sorry, what? And then you see the 7.5 ton like vehicle like looming at. It's like, oh no, what do you mean?
And you can't account for these things. Like, you can invest in, say, a truck nav that gives you the route, the route that's good for your dimension vehicle, a big vehicle. But when that breaks, like it did, when that doesn't load,
Yeah.
and you're left to your own devices, and we're both at the front, like trying to figure out across multiple devices, and at the end of the, there's nothing you can do other than just keep calm and carry on.
Yeah, definitely. See, for those of you that are new here as well, I'm very spiritual and Steph's quite scientific, which makes us this great combo, because whatever theory or whatever it is we're coming up with, we both come at it at different angles, different evidence bases and all the rest of it. But I believe that Steph is a fantastically powerful witch, manifestor, medium. She just hasn't found or unlocked those skills yet. And you made a joke, right? And I'm always very like, be careful what you say. Your words,
stop joking.
Your words are spells. So when we try and manifest things that we really want, that's when you won't always get the outcome, because you've got these deep voices in your subconscious saying like, that ain't going to work. And, you know, they're kind of getting in the way.
Paradigms.
When we joke or, you know, just make a banter kind of thing, there's nothing in the way. It's just pure intention. So Steph laughed and went, oh, look at this book. It's called The Lost Bookshop. That's what'll happen when your sat-nav breaks. And I went, when my sat-nav? Don't say that. And she's, oh, sorry. Like that very day when we went to leave that event, my sat-nav had broke.
I'm so sorry.
It was a good example of, you know, that I believe so firmly in the power of your words thing. And it was just like, I mean, obviously we worked it out, didn't we? But it was terrifying for a split second. It was like, what the hell are we going to do?
Yeah, especially if you think, oh, well, I was joking about it. How, like, serious is the world going to take my intention? Like, very.
Yeah, because it doesn't know you're joking.
You were your most authentic self at that point. You were having a laugh.
Yeah. And it's the same with fears. If there's something you fear, you will it's a very powerful manifester. So
yeah.
When I was first driving the bus, everything I feared came true. But then it's because I needed to learn those things to overcome those fears. So I wasn't scared in the future. So it's just opportunities to practice your skill.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, that's like, just be careful what you wish for. Billy's my age. He's 38. He says, he remembers starting college and I had frizzy hair. The lad used to tap me on the head and say, testing, testing. At the time was annoying, but looking back, it was a brilliant time. 10 out of 10 banter. I
hope the jokes got better than the microphone joke, because
I mean,
testing 1 2, like,
it's funny how frustrating those jokes. It can be the daftest thing, can't it? Like, I used to get teased for having really long fingers, because this lad once, he was ripping me, and I put my middle finger. I think I was on the verge of tears, so I put my middle finger up at him because I couldn't speak, because he was just like relentlessly teasing me. And then, because I put my middle finger up, he then started shredding me for having long fingers. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing, but I used to go home and cry and cry and cry. Over what? Like, why was... And then by year 9, he was like, oh, I'm sorry that I was such an arsehole to you in year 7. You know, you're actually really sound. Like, yes, I know I'm really sound. But it's so funny how, like, you look back and you're like, that was the daftest thing. And yet it drove me potter.
yeah.
So, yeah, if someone does take the mickey out, if you just remember that in 10 years' time, you'll laugh about it.
They'll probably be adding you on social media saying that they actually really fancy you. Like,
that is the other thing. And then there's a bit of a chat going on as well about exposure therapy, the pros and the cons, basically.
Love that. I love that we're experimenting with the pros and cons.
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, you've said that before, only that it can actually cause more trauma if it's not done correctly, or if you don't, you know, you've got to listen to your body and listen to your own thoughts and respect them.
Gradual exposure, but also tailored to each person's specific phobias, is really important.
I think you've got to think, well, what is the outcome I'm looking for? And is this moving me closer to that outcome?
Yeah. If I have a fear of spiders, I don't need to be okay with them on my face.
Yeah.
That's not the level of okay.
Yeah, where do you want to be with it?
I just need it to be for me to be able to manage my emotions when it's in the same room as me.
Yeah, and it not like, you know, you can vacate your old bedroom because of it quiet. It's like, well, that's it, I'm not sleeping in there.
currently have a spider that owns the back of the toilet, and I literally perch on my toilet now, looking behind me every time I use my bathroom. Sure, I could get the Hoover out and get rid of it, but I don't want to hurt it either.
That's my trouble. I don't want to. Has anyone else had a problem with flies this summer? Like
wasps, flies, ladybirds, but they're not a problem.
Flies. You know, like at one point I had
Relentless.
talking of flies, I could see one behind the camera, but I had one about 8 in the bus. They'd all managed to get in. They couldn't find their way out, of course. And I was just trying to write a blog, and they were just like landing on me, near me, the buzzing, the movement, the overstimulation from those flies was like torture. It was awful, and I kept having to remind myself, like, they're just flies, Linz.
Yeah.
But it was, I think I put on Facebook a few times on the A Different Human Design page, like, these flies are ruining my life. Like, no one even liked the post. I was like, is it just me? Billy says he doesn't do gradual. You sound like your presentation's similar to mine, mate. I'm like kind of, I'm in it for, you know, all in or not at all. Go hard or go home.
Balls to the walls. Let's go.
Alexis saying as well that she got bullied by a guy in secondary school. Recently followed her on TikTok. Said, you're actually really pretty now. And told me that he fancied me. But and that is just such a common trick, unfortunately.
Some people can't just communicate, I kind of like you. It comes out in a really weird way. And quite often it's bullying. And we're often told, like, oh, don't worry about him. He probably just likes you. Like, that's still not okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like we all need to learn to process our emotions, which unfortunately in the world we live in, from the minute we're born, we're taught to suppress them. You know, don't, like, stop doing that in public. People are looking, and, you know, don't cry. I'll give you something to cry about, and don't scream. And
even as an adult, where it's like, oh, it's just catcalling. Just take it as a compliment. And it's like,
yeah, but it's constant. You're being gaslit about what emotion you should be feeling. So no wonder we don't know how to process our emotions and actually analyse our emotions. Someone in the chat, John Kevin, says, yeah, Steph's back. You've made my night. I'm so happy. So I think that's one of the Entangled crew. So welcome.
Welcome back, John. We'll be back Monday. I've got a great episode for us.
Yeah, so that's good news. Entangled? No. Detangled.
Untangled.
Not entangled. Untangled. So why does entangled sound wrong? So Steph does lives. Are you going to do every Monday or Monday or Wednesday?
Monday and Wednesdays, yeah.
Monday and Wednesday, midday, like a live drop-in clinic on the same channel. If you hit the notification bell, then you will get the notification every time that we go live. Because this is like a bonus episode, isn't it? We usually go live on the first Thursday of every month. So next week we'll be live again with our actual first episode. But we thought we'd better get on, kind of make our excuses for leaving you all summer.
Yeah, there's Patreon as well, which I don't know how many people are still there, but I think the donations have carried on throughout the summer, which we're so thankful for, by the way.
Yeah, thank
Literally,
you.
that means the world to us. But it also means that we need to get back on it as well with those second Thursdays of every month.
Yeah, the third Thursday. So the first and third Thursday, every month will go live, but the third Thursday is an exclusive for our Patreon paid members only, which does start from as little as £1 a month. So you can join our Patreon. What time there? I had to take lots of paper. Mark, are you asking what time for Untangled, maybe?
Or what time is it there?
It's 20 to 8 here at the moment. 7:40 p.m.
But Untangled will be 12 p.m. UK time. I'm not too sure how that works out.
How that translates, yes. So anyway, just give the chat just a rest just for a quick second. I'm loving it. Do keep chatting amongst yourselves. But there's another thing that Steph and I got up to a couple of weeks ago, which I'm going to let her tell about when she remembers.
I'm like, I love how you can tell by my face that I'm like,
please give me a clue. So we pushed ourselves out of our comfort zone for a very good cause. If you remember.
I've remembered.
Oh God.
Oh, paint me like your French girls.
Okay. So we got a kit off.
So what is the it's not a charity, is it? It's for a specific cause, as far as I'm aware, for a young...
Yeah, I'm going to have a quick look. It's Beowulf and Nazario or something, isn't it?
I know it's been organised by the lovely Estelle, who you met getting your kit off anyway, doing an art project.
Funnily enough, I've been with this lady Estelle 3 times in public, and twice of those I've been butt naked. So it's only once have we been together and managed to keep our clothes on. So I'm just off of the chat at the moment. So if you are chatting and I'm not replying, this is why. So it's Team Nazario, which is a young kid there, 14-month-old. He has severe brain damage caused by lack of oxygen at birth. His condition means he cannot sit, feed, or hold his head independently, and he faces daily challenges, including dystonia, myocolonic jerks, and breathing difficulties. Despite repeated appeals, the NHS funding for the equipment has been refused. So we are part of the team raising the money for that equipment to allow this little boy to develop and have some kind of quality of life.
Such a cool cause. I love that.
Yeah, so
Honoured to be a part of it.
So they were basically put a call out for women who dared strip off, and places to strip off in, to, like, so, you know, like calendar girls, that kind of vibe. So I put the bus forward, and I also put me and Steph forward, which we were nervous about, weren't we? But then it was just like so much fun.
It was really freeing. Like, Estelle's great at what she does. She brought some great other models with her. They were all really like friendly and helpful, supportive. It was just a really good vibe. It was ever so funny, and doing it where we are right now, which is basically a car park situated in between a campsite and a pub. So you can imagine there's quite a lot of foot traffic that was going back and forward. And some of these pictures are literally, it's like hanging out of the door with strategically placed things in front of us, but running outside to get the shots to then run back in. It was a blast.
So I'm new to this campsite, so I was like trying to be on a down low, be well behaved.
Make a good impression.
Yeah, make a good impression. By the next day, the campsite like manager type guy who, like, you know, does all the cleaning and organise everything, he came swinging past on his quad. He was like, "Oh, you got your kit on today then?" So
he noticed.
It spread round the camp that there was 4 naked women on my bus. So Alexis says she saw the photos on Facebook and we all looked gorgeous. Oh, thank you. I mean, we will share some teaser photos and where you can get the calendar from closer to the time. But there's one photo of me and Steph in front of the bookshelf, and we are just completely naked, just looking over our shoulders. And it wasn't till after we were like, we thought there was going to be something covering us somewhere. Like, we're actually just naked. It is what it is.
Because Estelle was like walking out of the bus to take a picture of us stood there, and I just assumed that like the pole or some kind of obscurity would be holding. No, it's just straight ass cheeks. So
it's a nice picture, but it's hilarious.
It's for a fantastic cause. God knows what these pictures are going to be, but we're never going to look as good as we do in them again. So both of us are only getting older, so. For such a fantastic cause, please look out for that, and maybe get yourself one. Maybe get someone in the office one as a joke. Like this, I feel like there's.
Well, it's one of them, isn't it? Like usually I buy people the Christmas presents from the projects or whatever, try and support a bit, you know, because I'm in there, so I don't think there's many family members I can buy that for. So Untangled. Mark said yes, he was thinking about the time for Untangled. Mark is in the USA. Billy's asking where is Mark. So Billy, if you fancy trying to find out what time midday is in the USA, that would be really helpful.
I can't remember. Colorado, I believe, is I think it's around 7 hours.
In front?
Behind.
So it's probably like midday-ish there now.
Yes, I believe it would be quite early in the morning. Extremely early in the morning. However, if you're struggling to sleep, what a great time. What a great thing to come and put yourself back to sleep with coming to listen to me.
That's hilarious. Alexis said, I would get one, but because you're my cousin, I don't know how it would go down with my dad. So Alexis' dad's my uncle, my dad's brother. So that would be so funny.
That's hilarious.
I'm going to
buy thinking.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, who's that in the field?
Who is that in the field? Is that one of you?
He should not be in that field. There's a farmer's field next door, and it's ploughed. Like, it's just been ploughed. So
I think he's looking at the bus.
No, he's facing the other way.
Oh, so he is. Is he walking a dog?
I have no idea what he's doing. I'd laugh if it's like a strategic drug deal, and then we'll just literally bring the live round. You can all watch. Like they're live on YouTube. Just while we're trying to figure out what he's doing. I've noticed that there's been lots of likes on the video, but do please remember, if you've not liked the video, do that. It very much helps with our algorithm, and we appreciate it. Oh, someone else is in the chat. Eamon, mountain time 7 hours behind.
Oh.
So that must be Mark
right.
is 7 hours behind. Yeah,
Fantastic.
well, brilliant. So that would be then live 12 take away 7. It's 5 a.m.
It's kind of in the maths realm, so I just give up.
Yeah, 5 a.m.
Guys, still
Sorry,
there.
I'm so curious.
Should we show the people?
Yeah, just like turn it around. Because it's not doing anything special. I think he might be having a crafty like vape or something like that. Like his parents don't know.
He's meeting his mistress.
That would be awful, wouldn't it, if we ended up... Can you see him from there?
I don't know. Can you see, guys? What's it
Have a
looking
look
like
on
from
the,
there? I think you might be about 30 seconds behind.
Oh, yeah. It'll thingy, won't it? It'll take a moment. He's vaping.
Oh, I think he's having a joint in it.
Oh, is there? Oh, the cameras.
Is it not quite
No.
showing?
There he is. You see him all in blue. Just literally randomly facing a field, having his crafty spliff with half of YouTube watching.
There's some reason in my head there's a chance that he could be just scrolling on YouTube live right now.
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
And then in his...
He'll be like, where is that bus? Then he'll turn around and there we are. Like, oh, here we are.
I'm sorry if we've given your location and activity away. But you'll
Bless
have to
him.
smoke those illegal drugs away from the camera.
But Liz, what if he's having a pee? Well, that's actually what I thought he was going to do, but then he just stood there. And the thing is, we're on a campsite, so there's like, the toilets are literally just there. There's also a pub a stone's throw away where he could have come from. So I
think he's just in the village. It's quite a nice little quaint village. I don't think your mum and dad let you smoking the weed in the house here. I think it's very
there's
much
definitely no weed in the house here.
And the only option is to go for a long walk and stand in the corner of a farmer's field. Like
the trouble is, I feel like I've not nudged me in and nudged you out at the same time. Stop watching it on here. If he is just standing there caning a joint, he's definitely going to make himself feel ill. Because it's like, you don't want to do that as fast as you can.
It's just stopped raining as well. I feel like he's like trying to get it in before it starts raining again. He's got a short window of time.
Bless him.
But this is what, when we go to events and we bring you with us, this is the kind of stuff we can do. We can people watch together, which for me is one of my favourite things to do.
Me too.
Study human behaviour from afar. Observe. That's my jam.
I think, so Billy said quick question, and I think this is the question. Favourite Arctic Monkeys song?
Oh!
I love that. Down, 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 down. What's that one? It's like, you got trouble in your cheeks. And I'm gonna stick around like summit in your teeth. I love that one. But is it? Yeah, Call Me When You're High.
Something only called
Crawling back to you. That is like one of mine.
Peaky Blinders made that massive.
Oh, really?
Didn't they? Yeah, on that side of things. It got played through a few times throughout the series.
Okay, I didn't know.
My favourite, purely for the drumming in it, is View from the Afternoon. Set you up by disappointment.
Oh, yeah.
But tonight will be some love.
Yeah, I like that one as well.
I don't need to keep singing.
Knee Socks. Is that what it's called? Billy says mine was Why Do You Always Call Me When You're High? So you got that one. Alexa's going to her first festival in September. It's a family festival. She is really excited. Mate, festival vibe is the one. Like, you literally cannot beat the festival vibe. Like, I love it.
Literally, I've learnt this summer, just being in the middle of a field, left to your own devices, like, you know, whatever it is, whatever festival it is, if you're just in a field,
Yeah.
enjoying a sunset, enjoying just the nighttime, the openness with your friends, like for me, even just driving to some of these locations sometimes, you're making your way with the bus and I'm driving to you and I can feel the stress
Just leaving your body.
just leaving me. Like, oh, one of the times we went to the beach,
Yeah.
got to see Fleur's first time at the beach.
That was lovely. So
Fleur is the, for anyone that doesn't
Mascot,
know,
yeah.
our little bulldog mascot, owned by Lou, who's
yeah, so Lou's less of a people person and a bit more camera shy, but she puts Fleur forward instead. So we've got Kat, who you will see quite a lot on the cameras. Lou is always supporting in the background. She just stays out of the limelight a little bit. But Fleur, she is on it. And
she's the best mascot.
Festival Fleur is very, very chilled. Beach Fleur went wild.
Beach Fleur finally was allowed to dig, wasn't she? And not get told off.
Yeah.
It's because she's no longer in Mum's garden, just bringing up the turf. She's just in the sand digging,
Going
and
wild.
no one was stopping her. And it was like, oh, and she was just losing it. It was so cute, really fun to see. She was like getting brave, going in the water a bit.
Yeah, a little bulldog.
For a bulldog, I mean, a few waves like crashed into her little face, and then it was like, she's like, that's enough now.
I
I'm
think
good
yeah,
with
she
that.
tasted the salty water and was like, no, thank you, that tastes awful, which it does.
Who can blame her? But yeah, just being in nature, like, I know we say it a lot, but what a great hack for your mental health if you can do it, whether it's going for a walk where you live or just being like, I'm going to drive to the beach. Great.
I always think that it says a lot about our nervous systems and how stressed and detached we are from the natural world, that the minute you just go and hang out in a field, you just feel so much better and you think, okay, I need to do this more often. But when you're caught up in life,
Yeah.
it just doesn't tend to be commonplace to just go and, chill out in a field. That's what that guy's doing. He's just regulating his nervous system.
He is still there, yeah.
He was on the phone a minute ago, so whoever's meeting him to do this, I mean, it's hardly a sneaky deal. He's in the middle of a field, like he stands out like a sore thumb.
The bright blue jacket on, like.
And it is coming back. I'm so intrigued. I just want to give him a little wave, but I don't really want to attract attention to the fact that I'm here.
But the point is, we're looking at this guy being like, oh, he's being dodgy, but he's probably just improving his mental health right now. Gone for a walk, gone for a smoke.
Not any the wiser that there's two girls here that are just doing a live podcast. Who's Zoe Kravitz?
Zoe Kravitz is Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
Okay, Mark says, I saw Zoe Kravitz at the museum when I was in Pittsburgh.
No way.
Watched them film How to Rob a Bank a few days while there. Really made me happy.
That's amazing. That's so cool. I love Zoe Kravitz. She is gorgeous.
Billy, what's your favourite Arctic Monkeys song? I feel like you asked us and we forgot to return the question.
That's everyone's favourite Arctic Monkeys song. I'm so interested.
Arctic Monkeys really takes me back to like when I was young. I was working in a kitchen / waitressing, and one of the lads came in with this burned CD, like when you burn them from your computer, with Arctic Monkeys written on it. In fact, he burned me a copy and I spelt it wrong. I spelled it Arctic instead of Arctic. And and he was like, oh, there's this new band from Sheffield, he was at uni in Sheffield, so he'd seen them on the scene. He was like, I think they're going to be massive, And we was all like vibing to this new sound because it was like, I'm not a Mardy Bum. It was just really unusual to hear Mardy Bum in a song.
That whole album, I can't remember the name of it now. I cannot remember it, but it's the one with Mardy Bum. It was amazing from start to finish. And I feel like I was the same. I had it burnt onto a CD from my friend Erin. And I feel like it was the time that the guys started wearing fashion that we weren't used to. It went from like every guy wearing like sports gear to some of them starting to wear like polo shirts. Shit flicker shoes.
Influenced.
Trilby hats. Like guys started finding their like, and some of them were like, yeah, I play guitar. Some of them, people's hobbies started coming into I don't know if it was just the age that we were at, but guys are really experimenting with this indie look. And me and my friend were just like, everyone's fit.
The indie look is nice. So, Sunday Shining, is that a song? because I said to Billy, what's your favourite one? So Sunday Shining's popped up.
I would assume so.
But he's also put, sorry mate, I'm a southern softer. So I wonder if it's slightly different to their usual sound. And then somebody has come into the chat. Maybe it says NZ, so maybe from New Zealand, saying sisters, question mark.
Ah,
We're not sisters.
spiritually, for sure. Not biologically.
Soul sisters. But yeah, no, we are just very good pals that thought we would come together and shine for the world. Well, we would expose ourselves for the world to show all our flaws and then hopefully make everyone else feel better in the process. Like, well, it's not as bad as them.
So I was just like, if we can get this that process our emotions online, it can also help us, right? It's a two-way street. But I think more what happens is we just demonstrate the realities of life.
We do actually try our best. Like, I know Steph said this earlier, my brain was elsewhere about us having great intentions. I always joke, like, the best thing about me is my intentions. I never intend to upset anyone or to pee anybody off or any of that. You know, my intentions are always good. I just don't necessarily always get there.
I feel that.
Joan Voy, can't say second name, sorry. Bona Nit Guapas. Guapas.
Pretty guapas is pretty girls, isn't it? Guapas.
I'm gonna say guapas I know is pretty, but I don't know what the other part is. But thanks.
Bonita is beautiful.
No, maybe it's. And then
Obrigada or gracias.
oh, I love this from Alexi. You're like our digital older sisters. We are.
Oh.
We're the older sisters or support network or however you want to see us on the screen.
On the screen. I love that.
Screen sisters. That's what we are.
Digital sisters. I love that.
Yeah,
and we're
I
not
like
AI.
that. Yeah.
We're real.
Oh, Mark's got to go. Thank you so much for joining us, Mark. We won't be here for much longer, so you're not missing very much at all.
Thank you for joining us, Mark. I hope you're having a great week and a great summer yourself.
Yeah, it's really nice to have you all back. What's this?
Top fans. People are getting like XP or something from commenting. Hey, get commenting. You get XP. I don't know what that gets you, but
No, I don't either.
YouTube's changed. How long have we been gone? Why is everything new?
I know, what is this? 0 XP, but you've got like... So Mark's got 75, so I don't know if I'm meant to say that. You can do it. Keep showing support to make it to the top 50.
Ah, that's really cool. So it basically gives you XP for
I'm just going to put, hey guys,
participating.
this is my channel. So obviously we're on our podcast channel, but I'm watching the podcast on my channel to be able to keep up with the comments.
Feel free to click on that when this is done. Yeah. And go and add Lindsay as well, because Lindsay puts out a load of great content. I feel like the best place for you though is TikTok.
Yeah, my
if you
TikTok,
have TikTok,
yeah.
go
Please.
to TikTok.
Yeah.
Lindsay ADHD, right?
Yep, Lindzi ADHD. I'm now in the creators reward program, so I need to keep my consistency up and my views. I've made $5 so far. I'm very proud of that.
And they're great videos. They're really funny. If you don't catch us on Instagram, then you'll definitely get filled in on TikTok. Actually, I think you put way more on TikTok. So
Yeah,
head
I do.
over there. Maybe I'll make a
tend to.
TikTok.
Okay, so because I've put a comment, my XP has gone up to 25 now. But Alexis, oh yeah, guys, I've had a crown for the entire screen. You have, Alexi, yours is saying #1. I don't know whether you can see that too, but however that's showing that you've commented the most. I don't know.
The number one comment.
But Meliz hasn't got one, and yet Meliz has been chatting the whole time as well. I don't know. I'm going to do a bit of research into what this is. Billy says I'm detecting northern accents. Well, we are north if you're south, then we're north for you. But
it's all relative.
But we're actually bang in the middle, aren't we? We're Midlands.
Yeah, which I find it quite. Yeah, we're bang in the middle. I don't think we have an accent at all. But I suppose if you're not from anywhere near who's
I have an awful accent because I'm like Lindzi. I have to really watch it, and then when I pronounce my Y, like there's a video that I've done of my granddad with this massive courgette.
I love that video.
And my granddad's like, it's my baby. And I go, it's a bit bigger than a baby, isn't it? But to me, it sounds so posh because I'm saying it properly, but it's because I'm aware it's on camera and I don't want to go baby. Like, I just sound really common on camera.
That's what makes, when you're like, you sound really posh. And I'm like, are you sure?
And I don't use the word posh, like,
as
well spoken.
well spoken.
Yeah, Steph's definitely very well spoken.
I don't hear it. I hear
It's
common
nice.
as muck.
No, you're not common, definitely. Like, I mean, I if I'm aware of myself, I can be quite well spoken, but then I just slip. And then the other thing was that, you know, say if two words, and so say if I'm saying busy, busy. It's like that's the Leicester thing. It's not that we drop all Y's, we drop the last word of the sentence.
Right, okay.
So those two words, busy, you know, oh, I'm busy. So I'll say I'm busy. It's just the end
So
of
if I was to say you're a bit of a busybody.
yeah, busy body. Like, even though you've said the Y of the word first, and it's some
like
people can't
only
understand
at the end of the
that.
sentence.
Meliz, where are you from? Alexis says Meliz is very northern and I love it. And she's put, I'm not.
She's Yorkshire, right?
Oh, okay. So, see,
I seem to remember.
I love that accent.
I might have got that wrong, I'm sorry.
It does sound quite northern, doesn't it, Yorkshire?
I love a Yorkshire accent.
Really friendly accent.
It's my favourite. It's so friendly sounding. One of my favourites for a man to have as well in the UK. Like, I find it kind of attractive.
Yeah, is it? Nice.
The doer.
Yeah, she is. She's Yorkshire. Billy says Sunderland, ?
Sunderland.
Where is Sunderland?
Sunderland is up near Newcastle.
Oh, okay,
where we went
yeah,
to last summer.
We're not that high up. We are Leicestershire.
If you like find the top of of England, not Scotland, and then find the bottom of England, put a line going down the centre, and then do the same through the middle, we're pretty much
bang in the centre point.
Yeah. The furthest from anyone is from a beach compared to anyone else in the UK, it feels.
Sorry, I just got a really fascinating question.
Love it.
I don't know. One of them just said embark because Billy's laughing about the word embark. But Jonathan asks, does the unconscious collective only exist in your dreams? Well, scientific research came out last week, to prove that the unconscious collective is real as a frequency. It's a very low frequency. So the unconscious collective is real. I mean, I suppose in your dreams it might be easier to access it because you've not got your usual barriers up.
There's many levels of it, right? It's kind of like you go into a train station, for example. There is a collective unconscious of rules, expectations, things that you
Normality.
have this unspoken contract between people in there. You know, you're not just going to go and sit right next to someone if there's a load of seats available, especially within Western culture. Anyway, I won't go necessarily into other ones, but Western culture, you've got this spoken agreement that you don't talk too loudly, that you don't, some people don't get these cues, some people, but generally we have this
collective understanding that we're going to keep each other safe and that we're going to look after each other.
Yeah. Similarly, if you were walking down the street and you were angry that you'd just stepped in dog shit, but then you came across a woman that was crying because she'd lost her baby, there is a collective understanding here that I don't go on about the dog shit. Do you know what I mean? I console the lady about the thing. But that's just a very surface level version of it. Yeah. And collectively, we have symbols, we have meanings, we have so many things that show up in our unconscious minds that represent a collective idea, a collective force, if you like, that brings us together.
Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating because how I wouldn't have thought of those collective conscious examples, but they do exist. That, those expectations are everywhere, aren't there? I mean, I like to think that the collective conscience is hopefully getting more positive because it's been on a very low you know, depressive kind of vibe, I think, for a long time. I'd like to think that we're finally breaking free of that people do seem to be opening their minds just a little bit and saying, could we do this a better way?
Well, that's the thing with the unconscious mind, right? It's the stuff that we suppress. It's the stuff that we don't necessarily bring out. So Jung theorized that all we do is have to talk about it, bring that suppression into the light. And suddenly it's not the problem or the shadow that we once thought it was. I find it...
Sorry. So, don't worry, Billy. We're going to sign off soon.
You haven't had enough, Billy. I'm sorry.
No, it's more that it's. But girls, I think we should talk about one subject. So I don't know whether it's just, you know, the switching of the subjects. We like to switch subjects, but interesting.
Got control on it.
So Billy's asked, "Are you partners?" We are friends. We're business partners, not romantic partners.
Damn it.
Andrew's come on and said, "Can I ask you something? Can you vacuum up a random sock right now, please?" Now, I would if I'd got a vacuum.
I know exactly what you mean. The request is so weird that I'd probably try and fulfill that for you if we had a vacuum cleaner. But
yeah, like, I'm sorry, I live on a bus. I have got a vacuum, but it's just like a handheld. It's a really rubbish one.
What if I do this instead? Will that make up for it?
But then Alexis put, "How come you want them to do that, Andrew?" So I love that you've asked, because I would like to know why we would, you know, is there a reason for that? Or
Maybe we're part of someone's exposure therapy where they're trying to get used to, I don't know, hoovering, something to do with socks.
Oh, Jonathan says, "I trust you guys. I gave you permission to share your wisdom and instincts in my dreams." That's really sweet. Yeah, it would be great. Let's all meet in our dreams later. You know,
Okay.
I had a weird. Where do you want to meet?
Mentally, like, let's think about it. Where are we all meeting in this? I mean,
Where's somewhere where we all know? We'll all try and go there.
where do we all know? Okay, what's the most well-known place that people can... Stonehenge?
Yeah, let's all try and go to Stone. I've never been physically, but
never
I know
been
what
to
it looks
Stonehenge.
like. That's the thing, isn't it? It's like knowing visually what it looks like. Or Big Ben.
Big Ben's not a bad shout.
Oh, we all know the moon. Yeah, we could. Let's meet on the moon.
I love that. Let's meet on the moon. That's so cool.
That is somewhere I've wanted to go and check out, because I believe that the moon is hollow and that there's a whole podcast set up in the middle of the moon. So if we go, we can like get in there, get all the lights on, get live, stop broadcasting to the world. I told you.
I feel like...
Steph will be like just scraping up a bit of cheese to put on a cracker, like cheese grommet, and then she'll be like, "Where's Lindzi?" And I'm like, "I'm in the moon, I'm inside."
Cue me burning every science book I've ever read because I just imagine hollow moon that dings when you hit it.
This is over, the chats go wild now, because we've got Alexi saying that she really likes all the background of the bus. I just realised, because I'm like looking at the screen like, oh, my bedroom light's on, so now you can see straight through into my bedroom. If I turn the light off, it would at least be dark back there, so it's a bit messy. And then Melissa's like, "Yeah, the decorations are so cute. How do I get XP, please?" Wait, I love the moon. So it's like she's got 3 comments going on in one comment. I don't know how you get the XP, but Alexi's just been told she's got 150 XP. You just need to talk loads.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea about that. It's a new feature that I had no idea about.
I'm going to comment again just to see if it gives me more XP.
How dare a new feature just turn up without me understanding it? I feel really like you've shown me up on my live. You should have just told me about this. I should have got an email.
I'm just going to do another comment. Just see if I get higher XP. Sorry.
Competing for the highest XP.
No, I just want to know what it is.
That's hilarious.
But it is 8 minutes past 8, so we are going to wrap up.
We are going to wrap up.
But we'll be back next week. That's why we thought we'll get this episode out of the way in a way, so it'll be a bit of a kind of catch up. But as Billy suggested, can you just stick to one topic? We do try to have a theme, so we'll think of a theme for next week.
But there's still going to be tangents.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I can't physically talk in one straight line.
No, I can't.
We've got to have these. But I understand that to some people listening to this,
I don't think
it might sound like a headache.
I'm gonna say
Like,
I don't think it's a criticism. I think it was just a suggestion when we're all going off on different, you know.
guys, it'd be really nice if you were coherent.
I mean, we go live on purpose so that the chat can get involved. So, you know, we just try and be responsive to the chat. Sometimes there's not so many people that are physically on the live, so we kind of stick with the subject, and then people tune in after the fact and just leave us comments. But when we've got loads of people in the chat, it's quite cool just to take our prompts from wherever you guys want to go with it. I really like doing that.
I mean, it's a huge aspect of going live, isn't it? It's the social interactions. I love it.
So, Millies, they're not every Thursday. It will still just be the first Thursday of every month, the third Thursday of every month for the Patreon. But so next week is the first Thursday of the month. But I mean, we're always looking at ways to offer more, to improve what we offer. And I think because over the next 8 weeks, we're going to have all these open days with the library. If no one's turning up, but Steph and I are here, we'll probably just jump on the live for 20 minutes and stuff. So do hit that notification bell, because it may be that we do some more random kind of lives over the next few weeks.
No, definitely.
We will see.
I know it sounds like a bit of a sad note, but I was going to try and end it with just a memorial thing, but I also didn't know how much information can be put out.
I think just not funeral details, really, because she just didn't want lots of people turning up. Yeah,
so before we go, as much of the highs we've had this summer have been fantastic, we were struck with some awful news, and we want to send our condolences out to Scott's family, to everyone that cared for him. Lindzi had a huge part to play in his development across the last 4 years. You were basically his lifeline. I know Jackie is very thankful for all the work that you did. I had a very brief time with Scott, and training for this Tough Mudder together. I don't think we could have ever imagined the sadness and tragic loss that would come less than a month after.
Yeah, literally like 3 weeks later, wasn't it?
So unfortunately, Scott isn't with us anymore. We did lose him to mental health. So let's dedicate this amazing summer, this moment right now and forever, to the amazing Scott that I know we've got some great memories. And
I can hear him in my head going, "That's not my name. Stop calling me Scott." Kush King. Cash King.
I'm so sorry, mate. And I'm sorry that you've left us.
He's left us physically, but he's very much around us energetically. And we are going to be doing 2 open evenings on a Friday. I think it's the first Friday of each month, so the 5th of September, and then I think it's the 3rd of October. Friday evenings here on the bus, just as like a kind of social drop-in type thing for anybody that, you know, if they are feeling isolated or they don't know where to turn. We just wanted to create a physical space that people can come along to. And again, it might be something that we go live for people to see what's going on. We've just got to think about that setup, and, you know, we don't want to put vulnerable people in a position. But all of the details of those open days are on the website.
Fantastic. So yeah, shout out to anyone who has lost anyone recently that's still struggling with that. Grief isn't straightforward. Sometimes you think you've got a handle of it, and then out of nowhere, boom. Progress is not linear, but our hearts go out to you, and thank you very much for bearing with us while we have this summer off. Like I said, most of it has been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's been nice, hasn't it, to take a break, because it refreshes you and it gives you the motivation to come back with a clear mind. As, you know, it makes you realise, this is important to us and we do want to carry on.
Definitely. And I just wanted to leave us with the thought that if there's anyone that you can think of in life that you think might be a little bit lonely right now, might be struggling, to reach out to them. If you yourself are someone that's experiencing loneliness, isolation, like there's no way out, please contact someone. If it's us, that's fantastic. If it's someone else, fantastic. Just please reach out. We'd much rather that. and so would the people around you.
And don't talk to ChatGPT about it. Talk to a human. But there's just been a case. There's just been a case aired today of a young person that similar situation to Scott, but they'd been talking to ChatGPT and it had been egging him on, saying that's a great idea. You know,
It makes me so mad. There's so much of society that just needs.
Yeah. So I think we've just got to be really aware of the technology that people might be accessing and the kind of feedback they might be getting from that technology as well. Just bearing in mind, just keep that network nice and broad.
Definitely.
And we are always here. You can send us an email. You can comment on our posts. We go live. We've got Steph on Monday.
Yeah, if there's anything we can't help with, we can direct you to a provider, a service that can help.
Yeah, that's the idea of what we do, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So, if that's all, I don't know if anyone's saying anything. That's
No,
us
well,
done.
people are just wrapping up saying, "Oh, I love you too, Liz. And I love you girls so much."
Love you guys.
Alexa, it's been lovely having you back, girls. We love you. We love you too. Honestly, it has been so nice to come online and find the whole gang like waiting for us. Honestly, we appreciate it so much. I love the little like community that we're building.
It's a blast, isn't it?
Yeah,
I can't wait. I'm glad that we're going live next week.
Yeah, keep the momentum going.
Oh, definitely. But before then, I will see you on Monday.
Indeed. Steph's going to have to do a weird get up and end it, and I'm going to wave you all. Wave to you all until then. So have a fabulous evening. And we'll see you same time next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.